All right, so I'm going to be talking about what is the current status of the potential new Miami home football stadium, Tropical Park Stadium. This project was proposed in 2021 by billionaire and alum John Ruiz, who's also heavily involved with their NIL situation there at Miami University. And we're going to talk about what is the update right now. And I think it's really interesting to look at these renderings. What is the future of college football stadiums when we see, a major university build a stadium? Will we finally see retractable roofs with college football? Will they all be canopies? Will they follow the European model? But when it comes to Miami football, taking a look at these renderings that were released last August, the new stadium would be oval in shape and would feature an open space behind one end of the field on the southeast side where it would be adjacent to the lake. This is built right next to the lake in Miami, Florida. On the other side, the field would be surrounded by multi-tier stands with a capacity of 65,000. When it comes to the capacity, for Miami, I think that's a really good number, 65K. The issue is they've had attendance problems at Hard Rock. Number one, this should be like the number one goal for Miami. And I know they said it's because of the location of Hard Rock. It's not on campus. Yes, that's a problem. But the overwhelming biggest issue, whenever you play your home games at like a professional sports team's home stadium, it is a horrible atmosphere, pretty much no matter what. Memphis basketball, Miami football, I think Temple football plays, at Lincoln Financial Field. It is a terrible, terrible atmosphere. So if Miami really wants to be back, I'm not saying they need to do this to ensure it, but this is going to help significantly if you can find the funds. Although there is the argument this day and age, maybe that money should be spent on NIL. I know, a lot of schools are doing that, and maybe spend the money, get the better players, and then the stadium will come. The original opening date for the new stadium was 2025, although that was thought to be a loose estimate. Yeah, that's not happening. They have not done anything. I mean, apparently the most recent update I saw from this was John Ruiz saying in January that there was going to be a major update on the stadium at the spring game, and that update just never came. And that really doesn't surprise me with these bigger projects. It's like you got to pull teeth just to get updates on what's going on, but I'm guessing they're trying to find the funding for it. More details of the project are expected to be revealed in the near future, with potential new renderings to be released. And that's what they teased at this, that it would happen during the spring game, but that did not come out. So those are the renderings we are left with. When will this thing happen? Will it even happen? I think it is necessary for Miami. There has been some pushback on it. I saw in a report that this was a retractable roof, and I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. I'm just not seeing where the roof is on these renderings. It just looks like a canopy, which is a very similar design to what the European newer soccer stadiums are going with. You get the combination of the outdoor feel mixed with the cover for the fans. And Miami, you are dealing with humidity like during your first few games in early September, but you do not need a retractable roof. It is very, very nice. Miami University college football, you're playing your home games mainly October, November, late September, and it's not terrible. Just get a nice little canopy shade over it, and I do think this could be the future of college football stadiums. There's a major renovation that is happening where it's like they're going to rebuild Beaver Stadium, which is Penn State's home stadium. The new renderings have not come out on that, but it would not surprise me at all if there was some type of canopy type design that shielded the fans from precipitation, but they leave the field open. That's something that we really could see, especially with the expansion of the playoff, where there's going to be more elements involved. If you're talking about playing home games in December, at State College, Pennsylvania. It's going to be very cold, but this is a very nice futuristic stadium right next to the lake. It would certainly help Miami, you know, and it just comes down to them finding the funding for it. Just looking at the interior of it, kind of a weird rendering to where, you know, if you look between the oval roof and the upper deck stands, there's like some type of LED lighting thing. Originally, I thought it was just like a floating oval, but it all connects, and you know, apparently that is some type of retractable roof, which I don't really think is needed. It would probably cost an extra $500 million if you wanted to make it a retractable roof. But then again, if you do add a canopy, it will cost money as well. Either way, that is the Miami University situation. When it comes to college football in general, take a look at this. This is the new Ryan Field, which will be the home of Northwestern. And you can see they also do have a bit of an overhang. It is not crazy, but it is there. And this is kind of like the future of what they're doing with college football stadiums. Northwestern, they're in desperate need of a new stadium, and they are getting one in 2026. The price estimate on this, I believe, is $800 million. So I would expect the Miami Tropical Park Stadium project, if it actually is retractable, which is what I heard, it would be around $1.5 billion, I would say, or at least $1 billion. I mean, retractable roofs are very expensive, especially you consider this stadium, you know, costing $800 million and only having a capacity of around 50,000, which makes sense for Northwestern. You know, they're a smaller school, but I do think that is a good stadium. But overall, when it comes to the future of college football stadiums, I do think most of them are going to start looking very similar to the newer European designs that you see at Wembley Stadium, the new Everton Stadium that's being built right now for that soccer club. There is a pretty pronounced covering, but you still have the openness, so I do think that is the next step when it comes to the evolution of college football stadiums. So right now, it still does seem like this project has a chance of happening, but I have read a lot of negative feedback in terms of the location. The Tropical Park location does not seem feasible, according to some locals within Miami, so they may have to move the site. But you've got a billionaire like John Ruiz heading this. It is very important that you end up, you know, getting your own stadium. There are also Miami fans that say they need to invest in the team before they get a stadium. I think it all goes together. If you want to have a state-of-the-art program, you need an elite stadium. That's non-negotiable. The idea that you're going to play, you know, at an NFL stadium, it's just not, it's not good for anyone. It's not a good atmosphere. It's not good for college football. I will say they did get kind of lucky with Hard Rock getting renovated. Hard Rock looks very good now, and it is passable as kind of a, I would say, almost upper-tier NFL stadium. At least they also do have some overhangs. It kind of looks a little dated, but the Hard Rock renovation was good for Miami because it made their home stadium better in the process. Also, the Miami Dolphins playing there. We will see what ends up happening. Once again, the latest update was that they released the new renderings in August of last year. John Ruiz says he was going to do something at the spring game. It never happens. They said they were going to release newer renderings. That never happened. And it looks like it might be a retractable roof, but it's hard to tell. Reading from the info I could find, they're saying it's a retractable roof, but it kind of looks like, it just doesn't look like there's a roof to retract. Right? I don't know. But either way, that is the latest update. 65,000 seats, and we will see if it happens there at that site. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.